hurry up cleaning our chapel because we have to put up the signs afterwards.
Okay, Ate Jen!
Ate Jen?
What is it, Roxanne?
Ate Jen, what is the reason of our barangay being named San Salvador?
Because our patron saint is Senior San Salvador, of course.
But there are two patrons in our barangay, namely Senior San Salvador and Senior Santo Niño. So why is the name Bar Barangay derived from San Salvador instead of their both names?
Yeah, you had a point, Roxanne. Now, I'm also curious too. Do you guys really want to know?
Yes, we do.
Okay, then I'll share the story behind it. Come here if you want to listen. According to my grandpa, our statue of Senior San Salvador came from a wood that was floating in the sea.
In the sea? But how did it get here when our barangay is located far from the seashore?
Actually, this is what happened.
Long time ago, there was a man named Intik. Intik lived in poverty, and because of this, he needed to be a farmer at morning and a fisherman in the afternoon, in order to sustain the needs of his family. One day, during his fishing, he noticed a piece of wood floating beside his boat. Thinking that it might be a distraction in his fishing, he picked it up from the water and threw it far away. Afterward, the piece of wood continued to float near his boat, as if it were following Intik and his boat. This always happened every time he went fishing. He started to think that it was very strange, but he then just ignored it. Since the first day he noticed the piece of wood, on the third day, he decided to bring it home and utilize it as a chopping board. Over time, the chopping board became so tattered that Intik decided not to use it anymore. He then stashed it on the edge of his house, where it was concealed in darkness.
Intik, I don't like the place where you stored me. It's too dark in here. I want to be in a place where I can see everything. Intik, put me on the altar and light a candle for me.
What? Why are you instructing me to do this? You are just a piece of wood.
Intik was so confused with his dream, but he remembered the strange event where he found the wood always floating near beside his boat, like it was pursuing after him. Intik decided to follow the instructions of the wood in his dream. After that occurrence, Intik concluded that the piece of wood was something out of ordinary. He started to pray to the piece of wood on his altar before he went to sea to fish. During his fishing, Intik started to catch more fish than he ever caught before. In every fishing trip, he caught too many that he would give the excess fishes to his neighbors.
Thank you so much, Intik.
You're welcome, Anna.
As time passed, Intik noticed that the piece of wood on his altar started to form into something without anyone meddling with it. Over the years, it really did take on a shape resembling a human form, something like a small statue of a saint. The Time came when the small wooden statue in Intik's altar performed miracles not only for Intik but also for other people who prayed and asked for its help, especially to those people who are sick.
Please, hear my illness. I need your help. Please give me a miracle.
Intik, it's been a long time since we started praying to the wooden statue in your altar. But until now, we don't know the name of the miraculous wooden statue.
Right, I've been thinking about that too.
We're all just the same, Florida and Sonia. I don't know its name either. It never told me its name in my dreams.
There is a Spanish missionary who came to our town yesterday. Why don't we ask for his opinion? He might recognize this statue and knows its name.
You're right, Sonia. Let's try to ask him.
I recognize this statue. Please take good care of it, because it closely resembles our maestro, Salvador del Mundo.
Salvador del Mundo. Good morning, Kapitan Tiago. May I ask a favor? I am planning to go to Davao and would like to entrust this statue to your care. I've noticed the deep devotion of the people in our place to this miracle statue, so I believe it will be in good hands here.
I advise you, Intik, that you should take this statue with you, because it is your property and you are the chosen one to take care of it.
Alright, Kapitan Tiago. Thank you for your advice.
And so, Intik took the statue with him during his travel to Davao, and he and his family lived there. While missing the presence of the statue of Salvador del Mundo, the people in Intik's former residence started to patronize Senior Santo Niño as the patron saint of their place. A few decades later, Intik and his family passed away. But before Intik died, he wished to send back the statue of Salvador del Mundo to Matalom, where he formerly resided. As the people in Intik's former residence received news of this, they decided to appoint a group of people to go to Davao and bring back the statue, since Intik was unable to send it back before he passed away. All the residents contributed financial support to the appointed group to afford the travel to Davao and back. Upon the return of the statue of Salvador del Mundo, the people of Matalom welcomed it with a celebration and a parade called Comparsa. During this event, they also named the place Barangay San Salvador, taking the name of the miraculous statue of Salvador del Mundo. Up until now, the antique statue still remains in the chapel of Barangay San Salvador.
And so, that was the story behind the name of our barangay.